Hello everybody and welcome to this new episode of our project's Laravel Restaurant Management System using Laravel. So in this episode we are going to print this ticket and then we will update this sale order. So let's add the functionality of printing. So we will use JavaScript to add this functionality. So here inside the as the end of our file we are going to add a new section. This one will be for JavaScript code, and here we end section. Okay, so here we will open and close the scripts, and we will add a new function. This one is called print. This function will take the element to print. So the element to print is this one, this part. So this is the element to print. So we'll take the element to print, and first thing we are going to have a constant. This one we will give it the restore. It's a variable called restore page, or restore page like this, and here we get the document points or the good document body inner HTML. So the inner HTML of this document, all documents. Next we will have another variable which is the print contents, the contents that we are going to print, and this one will be, we will get it using get elements by ID, and the ID is this elements, the elements that we are going to print, and we get its inner HTML. Inner HTML is this one. The element is this one, and the inner HTML is the contents. So let's move to the top and give you an idea. So here where we have the, so here this is the ticket. We have already given this ticket an ID. As you can see here, we did already give it an ID. This is the ID, it's the sale ID. So when I click on printing on the print button, so here when we click on the print button, so I will add here the function. I will execute the function. The function will be on click. So when we click on this button, we will execute the function which is print, and we give it the ID. The ID we will get is from the sale ID. So it will look for the elements that has this ID. So the elements that has this ID is this card, is the card that we have here, this one. It will look for this element and print it. This is the idea. And here if you go in the bottom, so we will get, for example, the ID of the sale number 1. So here we will get the inner HTML of the sale number 1, the contents. And when we get the contents, what we are going to do, we are going to use the body inner HTML. This body inner HTML will have, or will take the print contents. And window we will call the function window print. This is a native function, and we will restore the contents of our body, of the contents of our page. So we will restore it to the so we will use the variable which is the restore page. Once we print this ticket, the page will be restored to its old contents or its original contents. So this is the idea of printing the ticket. So also we need to add I think that I did forget something. Just let me check. So if we go back to the, so where is the, so here inside the brand, so we don't use it like this, we use this breaks to display the ID. So like this, it took the ID. Before we check or we test the functionality, let's go back here and we yield JavaScript check section, because we did not have JavaScript section inside this file. So here we add JavaScript. So the JavaScript files or JavaScript code that we have added, it will be executed here. As you can see, the JavaScript that we have added here, it will be executed inside that section, which is the JavaScript section. So let's check and see what we have here. So I will refresh the page and see what we have. So if I click on printing this, this ticket, I will click here. As you can see, it took me to another page. This one, it will have, or it will display all the content, but this one, it will display, as you can see here, it displays the ticket. So I can hold Ctrl P to print this ticket or this page. So this is the idea, as you can see here. So it's taking some time to, so this is the ticket. As you can see, I can, if I click for another one, for example this one that has sandwich and the pizza, as you can see, this is the ticket. I can print it, but here I have the all the content of my page. So this is the idea of printing a ticket. So this is the first part of this video. Let's move to the next one, which is the edits, which is editing sales. So inside the editing, inside the sales folder, I'm going to close this one and this one, and okay, I will let the controller. Inside sales, we have already this edit page. I will copy this code and I will put it here, but we will change some of the content. First thing, we have here the CSRF token, but we need to add the method which will be put. So we update here, it takes us to update the page, and here it's sale ID. We take sale ID to update the method, it will be post, and here we remove this ID, we don't need it. So next we will have a call of 12. We have here the sidebar, we will let it as it is, but we will remove this. We don't have this, we don't need this carbon, and we have all the tables. We will need all the tables, so we will let the tables as it is, but we will not display this part, this one. So we will remove this part, this one, so we don't need it. But here I will move to the top. We have the, as you can see here, we have the categories, but we need to display the value of the table that has been already checked for this menu. So if the menu belongs to table number 1, as it is here, so it will be checked like this. So we have to display it checked. So where is the value? I'm looking for the value of the input. So here we have the table ID of the value, but we need to add checked. So we have to add checked, and the other fields they stayed same. So we have the name, and here we don't have the edit, so I will remove this part. So we don't need edit button. Also we have the menus, and the menus here we have done. I think we will not use this this nav pills, but we will. So let me check. Just I will remove this one. I will remove this. I will remove this one. Let me check just here. So choose here. We will let it as it is. But here I think that I will remove this part. I will remove all the content, and we will write it from scratch. That to avoid any errors, we will write it from scratch. So just let me check. I will click on this edit sale here, and let me check to see what we have, and define variable categories on the line 100 and line 100. So let's remove this one. So where is this error? It is in the create. So edit, it takes us to the create. So I have error here. So let me go to the edits. Where is the edit? It's not taking us to the sale, but it's not taking us to the create, but it takes us to the edits. So this is error that I did not notice. So let's see. So as you can see, the table number 1 is checked. This is the table number 1. This is the table that is checked. So let's add next. So we have here, as I said, the table that is checked, and here we will add as I said, the menus. So we have a row and justify content, row and justify content to center, and the margin top of 2. And here we will have a row of call MD12 and card on the padding of 3, and we will have another row inside this row. I think I will bring the same thing as we have here. I will just copy and paste because we have already this one here. So let's see, where is the menus? So here we have the tables, here we have the bill, here we have the menu. So this is what we are going to add. So we will have, I think we will copy this one, call MD, or we can copy all these ones. So I will copy this one for each, and we add it here. Let's bring this one to the, bring this one here. Okay, so here we will use the menus, not the category, because the menu is already here, as you can see. So we will use the for each loop to loop through each item, and we displayed item as you can see here, but here we click on, we add checked to show that the menu is already checked. Here we have the image and price, and at the bottom we will get servants. So I will check for the, so where is the, let me check before we continue, before we move to the, oh yeah. So let's bring this one here. Just wanted to format the code so to look as great as possible. So let's see, let's update or refresh the page and see what we have here. So as you can see, we have here the two menus that we have already in this sale or in this order. Next, we need to display inside the form the information that belongs to the servants and price, quantity, and other details. So I will put them, I think that they are, let's check here after for each. So here we have here, so here I think here we don't need this one, we don't need this on click, and we give it a type of submit. I will put it, okay, I will just move this code down because I want my code to look formatted and prettier. So let's move to the top. Here we have the waiter, and we will check for the servant ID if it is equal to sale servant ID. So we will display selected. If not, we will display nothing. This is the first one. Here for the value we will remove this one, and we will use sale quantity for the value. Same thing for the other fields. We will have here price. Let's remove this alt and we use price. Let's remove the next one and we use the total. Let's remove this one and we use change. Let's remove I think that here for the options we will do the same thing as we have here, as we have done inside the site servants. We will check for the payment type and the payment status here inside the payment type. Where is the payment type? So here I will check if the payments, so here I think that I did a mistake. So before we move, so here servants ID. So I have an error here. So to avoid any error in the future, that's why I changed this one. So as I said, here we will have, so not here, oh I don't know what happened to me today, but here it's servant ID. It's like this. Sometimes I lose control of things. So here we have, as I said, not servants but sale, and sale, if it's sale, so I will remove this one, we don't need this one. If it's sale payment status equals to paid, or not paid, payment type. If it is equal to cash, so this one will be selected. If not, this one will be selected. So we move code here. Here, if it is card, this one will be selected. And for the next one, which is the statue, so let's check for the statue. If payment statue is paid, so this one will be selected. If it is unpaid, so the second one will be selected. So let's move here and add unpaid. Okay, so let's check and see what we have. So I hope this one, I hope it will work as we expect. So let's update and see what we have. So I will check. So as you can see, we have the waiter, which is Jack Sparrow. Okay, so I will change the quantity to two of sandwiches and 2 of the pizzas. So here we will have $40 with 10, which is $50. So here I think the quantity is 25. The total of these 2 items is 25, and quantity 2, the total will be 50. And let's add here, which change it to card, and let's make the paid as it is. So here, as you can see, menu updated successfully. If we go back to the menus and see, so not the menus, but let's go to the sales creates, and move down. As you can see here, we have the quantity has changed to 2. We have 50 in the total. The change is 0. The card payment is the card. We have changed it to card, and the statue is paid, as you can see. So this is the payment update and the ticket printing. So I'm going to stop here, and I will stop here, and hope that you did enjoy this section. In the next one, so what is left, I think that we finished with this. So I think that we have finished with this section. All we need now to do is to display all the orders, all the sales. We will add a link here to go to the all sales, because here we are displaying just sales belonging to today's orders of today or the current day, but we need to display also, or have a link here which will take us to the old orders, and we can update and remove also orders from there. So let's do that in the next episode.